Hey guys. Part 9. This is what if Naruto took care of Sasuke who turned into a baby. Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. Let's start. Chapter 25. The Discovery. July 22nd. Konohagakure. Yumino Iruka considered himself a good teacher. He had a knack for teaching, loved children, and, most importantly, had lots of patience. 5 of his students were drenched by the wall, staring at his feet. The classroom was not in better condition. "You idiots!" Iruka growled, causing the children to shrink against the wall, shaking. "What were you thinking? You were supposed to wash the classroom, not flood it with the garden hose." "Sorry, Iruka-sensei," the children said in unison. The classroom was ruined with the water. Iruka had to control his hand to not slap the hollow head of his students. After forcing them to clean up the mess they had made, he watched the children leave with their parents, who grumbled and promised harsh punishment. Within a few years, those children would be ninjas willing to risk their lives to complete a mission and defend the village. Sighing wistfully, Iruka took leave of his fellow professors and left the academy. It had always been so. The children could not be students forever. Iruka went through several of his former students while walking through the streets of the village, waving to them and stopping occasionally to chat. It was amazing how much they had changed. "Have you changed too, Naruto?" Iruka thought, remembering his most problematic student. It was ironic that the child who was most hated in the village had become its most beloved. Many villagers asked about the prankster ninja, remembering him with a smile. Naruto had left Konoha 5 years ago, and since then, they only knew about him from what the Hokage told them he had written in his letters. Inside Iruka's head, he continued to see Naruto as a joyful and mischievous child who still had much to learn. How could he be almost 22 years old already? Iruka had been very worried when he discovered that Naruto was gone. He volunteered to participate in the searches, but his students needed him to stay in the village. So he waited for any news with impatience, nervous that the search team would bring his dead body. When Tsunade declared that Naruto had killed Sasuke, Iruka couldn't believe it. He could not imagine the suffering that it had caused Naruto. "I wish I had been able to go to you," Iruka thought. "You must have been so depressed, Naruto." The fact that Naruto had decided not to return to Konoha was also worrying. Iruka didn't like the idea of Naruto traveling the world alone without an adult to watch out for him. Naruto was just a kid. He felt like shouting at the Hokage when she forbade him to go to look for Naruto. Who knew what that youngster was doing? It was Naruto they were talking about. He needed his friends and teachers more than ever after being forced to kill his best friend. There was no way he could be left all alone. Like the rest of Konoha, Iruka did not understand why Naruto didn't return home. He missed him. He missed taking him to lunch at Ichiraku Ramen, to speak to him, and more importantly, Iruka wanted to see with his own eyes if Naruto was safe and happy. In Konoha, there was always someone to keep an eye on him. Iruka didn't want to imagine the trouble Naruto would get into, without someone to put some sense into his head. "Oh, Iruka-sensei." Iruka turned around and saw Ino waving at him, dressed in her apron and with a watering can in one hand. "Hello, Ino," Iruka greeted, approaching the former student. "Are you working?" "I like the extra money," the young kunoichi replied. "I have not seen you for some time. How are things at the academy?" "Well, we will receive another generation of students soon. Time sure flies. It seems only yesterday that your generation had come to the academy, and look at you now. All grown up." "Hee hee. Just to think that it'd been 10 years since we graduated," Ino said. "By the way, have you seen Sakura walking by?" "Sakura? No, I haven't seen her. Why?" Ino looked a little embarrassed and wiped her wet hands on her apron. She looked a little down in the dumps in these last few days. A moment ago, she bought a large bouquet of flowers from our store. "Flowers? Tomorrow was Sasuke-kun's birthday." Iruka nodded slowly, sympathetic. "I see," Iruka said. "It's hard for her, I guess." Yes, she bought the bouquet to put on his grave, Ino said. I tried to cheer her up, but maybe she would like to talk to you, Sensei. I'll try. See you later, Ino. Iruka changed direction and headed for the old Uchiha compound. Passing through the ruins, Iruka couldn't help to pity Sasuke's cruel fate. That boy had so much talent, he still had so much to give. His life had been miserable. He could still recall with great clarity when he taught Sasuke and Naruto. Sasuke was always the best in class while Naruto failed miserably the more basic jutsus. The genius and the dead last were placed together in the same team. Who knew that decision would change the shinobi world forever? And in the end, Sasuke was killed by Naruto. When approaching the rock that was used as grave, Iruka immediately noticed Sakura's pink hair. The young woman was standing beside the grave, still holding the bouquet in her hands. Sakura? Sakura turned back, her eyes red and teary. Iruka-sensei, the young ninja murmured, wiping her eyes. Ino told me you would be here and I decided to show up too, the sensei said, with a gentle smile. I haven't come here for some time. I see. Iruka approached the grave and stood next to Sakura. Both knew that Sasuke was not buried in that grave. Sasuke's body did never appear after his fight against Naruto. Iruka would rather not imagine what had remained of his body after the battle. Tomorrow, he would turn 22, Sakura said. I know. Time flies, it seems that only yesterday you were still students at the academy. Sakura smiled sadly. We cannot be kids forever, the young ninja said. Children grow and change. Iruka blinked as he saw tears running down her face. Sorry, sensei, Sakura said, wiping her tears. I'm so stupid. Not at all, Sakura. You are anything but stupid. I should have overcome this. Sasuke-kun left Konoha 9 years ago, and has been dead for 5 years. Iruka sighed deeply. It's always hard to accept the loss of someone who was precious to us, Iruka said. My parents died long ago, but I still miss them. I'll always miss them. Sakura knelt and laid her bouquet on the floor. Sakura? Iruka asked. HM? Why are you putting the flowers today? Would not it be better to place them tomorrow, the day of his birthday? Sakura got up slowly and stared at the rusty sword. Because Sasuke-kun would never accept a birthday present, the kunoichi explained with a weak smile. He was not interested in that sort of thing. Ah, you're right. Sasuke had no interest in gifts or birthday parties. He was more serious than most kids. Since his clan had been massacred, Sasuke stopped being a child. He didn't play with other children, he never went to a party, and he isolated himself from everyone else, refusing to make friends or creating new bonds. The time that he had been with Team 7 was the closest to a normal life he had, but the arrival of Orochimaru ended that. Sasuke also hadn't been a teenager, and he never became an adult man. Sasuke lived and died for revenge. He had spent 10 years of his life trying to make others pay for the happiness that had been stolen from him when he was 7. As a result, Sasuke didn't have a life of his own. Sasuke didn't grow up as a person, he became a weapon of vengeance. Yeah. Sakura nodded. I can't believe how naive I was back then. I thought I knew everything there was to know about Sasuke-kun, but the truth is I didn't know him at all. No wonder he despised me, I couldn't understand him. He had a very unhappy life. Iruka murmured softly. Sasuke had a lot of anger and sadness inside him. Revenge was the way he handled his pain. What about my pain? Naruto's pain? Kakashi-sensei's pain? Didn't they matter too? Sakura looked up. The green leaves of the tree branches came loose and were blown away by the breeze. Sasuke-kun, he was willing to do anything to get his revenge, Sakura said. That was his life purpose, and there was nothing we could say that would make him change his mind. We wanted him to be a part of our lives. There were so many things we wanted to do together. He was alive, but he was not living. Iruka looked down while Sakura continued. We loved him, me, Naruto, and Kakashi-sensei. But he didn't care about our love, or us. Something broke inside him the day his parents died, something that nobody could fix. The more I think of our past, the more I realize how Naruto and I were blind. Sasuke-kun never saw us as friends. Sakura. I'm sure that's not true. Yes, it is, sensei. A true friend doesn't try to kill his other friends. A friend doesn't abandon friends or make them feel like trash, Sakura said, turning to Iruka with a sad smile. He didn't care for us. Sasuke-kun was not our friend. I think he just wasn't able to be one. His heart was too broken. Sakura turned and began walking the path, stopping shortly afterwards. It is time to move forward, Sakura said, with her back turned to her sensei. Life goes on. Sakura crossed her arms over her chest. I cannot live if I'm always looking to the past. I have to stop thinking about what could have been and accept reality. Sakura. The medical ninja lowered her head. This is the last I come to the grave, she said. I came to say goodbye. Iruka closed his eyes and nodded slowly. I understand, the sensei said. I hope Sasuke has gone to a better place. Me too, Sakura agreed. I hope he found the peace he was looking for. Sakura turned to Iruka and smiled at him. See you around, Iruka-sensei. Sakura looked one last time at Sasuke's grave. Bye, Sasuke-kun. To his great irritation, Iruka just remembered that he had to ask the Hokage for a new set of kunai for the academy when he was at home, ready for a nap. With an annoyed grunt, Iruka got up, got dressed, grabbed the forms and walked out the door. After jumping on several rooftops, the sensei stopped at the Hokage's mansion, noting that Shizen was attached to the jam with Taunton in her arms, with a worried and afraid look. The usual. Good afternoon, Shizen-san, Iruka greeted. Oh, Iruka? Shizen asked, turning. Buhi! Taunton grunted. What are you doing out here? Iruka asked curiously. Hokage-sama is here? No. Tsunade-sama left half-hour ago and forbade anyone to enter her office. Huh? Why? Because she just realized she'll turn 60 11 days from now, Shizen said, looking tired. So she did what she usually does when she feels old. She got drunk, they both said at the same time. Shizen bowed her head in despair. I am very sorry, Shizen-san. The cabinet was in very bad shape. I didn't have the courage to enter. I want to imagine the mess. You would not believe the noise she made. I think she even threw a chair through the window. Iruka laughed and nodded. That is bad, Iruka said. I really needed to deliver these forms. Shizen looked at the sheets of paper. Well, you can leave them at the office. I need the courage to go there and peek anyway. Slow and scared, Shizen opened the door and entered the mansion. Arriving at the office, Shizen gasped before having the courage to open the door. Oh my God! Shizen screamed. Tsunade had really thrown a chair through the window. She also had hundreds of documents scattered on the floor. The desk was upside down, and paint spread on the walls. This is chaotic. A disaster! Shizen cried, staring at the mess. These documents are important, and everything is scattered across the floor. My God! Some sheets are flying out the window. Iruka looked at the Hokage's attendant, trying to fix everything at once with an embarrassed smile. Calm down, Shizen-san, it's not that bad. Bad? This sucks. If you want, I can help you, Iruka volunteered. We both can clean this as a jiffy. Shizen looked at him as if Iruka had metamorphosed into an angel fallen from heaven. Really? Oh, thank you. Many, many thanks. The Hokage's attendant cried, landing Taunton on the ground and starting to pick up the sheets on the floor. Would you turn the desk up, please? Sure. While Iruka took care of the desk, Shizen began gathering the papers and separate them by themes, missions, ninjutsu, biographies, information, etc. Later they had to organize everything better. When Iruka turned the desk up, Shizen noticed a small white envelope had fallen from a drawer. With curiosity, Shizen grabbed it, and, noticing that it had nothing written on, opened it to find out where she should put it. It shouldn't be anything too important, or Tsunade would not have kept it on her desktop. Oh, a blank envelope. Tsunade-sama should start labeling the documents, Or else, wait, this is a. When she started reading it, Shizen turned pale as a sheet. What? What the heck? Iruka looked at her, confused and surprised by her shriek. Shizen-san? What is it? Shizen took her eyes from the document and stared at Iruka wide-eyed. Naruto-kun, he. An alarm sounded in Iruka's head, making him jump over the desk to get closer to Shizen. Naruto? What's wrong with Naruto? That's about him? The sensei asked stressed out, pointing to the paper in Shizen's wobbly hands. What does it say? What's wrong? This is a test. Shizen stuttered. A paternity test. Iruka opened his eyes impossibly wide. A paternity test? About Naruto? Iruka asked, very nervous. It's a paternity test between Naruto-kun and a child X. Iruka felt his heart beating in his mouth. What? Iruka shouted. This is absurd. Naruto never, he's just a kid. Why would Tsunade-sama? Iruka! Shizen interrupted, with a drop of sweat trickling down her forehead. The paternity test is positive. Iruka's face was left without a speck of blood. Posey. Iruka stammered. Oh my god! Naruto-kun is a father! This is unbelievable. He has a child. A child. Naruto conceived a child. Naruto's a father. What did he do while he was away? I just can't believe. Iruka? At that moment, Iruka rolled his eyes and fainted. Chapter 26, Father's Pride. July 23rd. Naruto opened the door of his son's room and opened the curtains, leaving the room lit by the morning light. In his bed, Sasuke groaned and pulled the sheets over his head. Good morning, Naruto greeted. Time to wake up. Sasuke remained hidden under the sheets. Two-chan, Sasuke mumbled, with his voice muffled by the blanket. Just a little bit more. Come on, lazy bum. Breakfast is already on the table. Don't be late, Naruto said, leaving the room. Sasuke moaned for a few seconds, but ended up getting up, rubbing his eyes and yawning. It was only when he saw the calendar on the wall that he became completely awake. Today was an important day. It was his birthday. Sasuke was 5 years old now. Filled with enthusiasm, the boy jumped up and ran to the kitchen where Naruto was finishing preparing breakfast in the kitchen sink. Sasuke walked up to Naruto and grabbed his pants. Good morning, Two-chan. Sasuke greeted with a joyful smile. Naruto looked at Sasuke with a small smile. Good morning. Sit at the table, your breakfast will get cold. Sasuke blinked confused and continued to stare at Naruto in anticipation, but the blonde didn't say anything more. Surprised, the child obeyed and sat at the table but kept observing Naruto as the latter was preparing his milk with cereal and sat at the table. Itadakimasu! Naruto exclaimed, starting to eat. Sasuke continued to stare at his dad without touching the milk in front of him. When he noticed it, Naruto stopped drinking. What's wrong, Sasuke? Aren't you hungry? Two-chan? Yes? Do you know what day is it? Sasuke asked. Huh. Today? Naruto replied. If I'm not mistaken, today is Friday. No, Sasuke said. Today is a special day? Naruto closed his eyes and folded his arms as if trying to remember something. Not that I remember, the blonde replied. Sasuke lowered his eyes, beginning to feel them fill with tears. He had forgotten. His father had forgotten his birthday. Noticing the boy's lower lip trembling and his flushed cheeks, Naruto smiled gradually. Sasuke, look under the table, Naruto said slowly. Sasuke looked at his feet and realized that there was indeed something under the table. With interest, the boy jumped from his chair and knelt under the table with wide eyes. There was a huge present under the table. Naruto stood up and advanced towards Sasuke, grabbing him by the armpits and lifted him into the air. Happy birthday, Sasuke! Naruto exclaimed. You remembered? The boy asked, still in disbelief. Of course I remembered. You really think I'd forget my own son's birthday? Naruto replied, leaning his face against Sasuke's head and giving him a kiss on the forehead. Congratulations. The blonde put his child on the ground and Sasuke kitten under the table, opening the gift with excitement. Wow! The boy cried. Naruto had offered him a wooden toy castle, which included ninja dolls to defend and attack the castle. You like it? Naruto asked, kneeling beside the table. Sasuke went under the table and ran into Naruto's arms, grabbing his neck with his tiny arms. It's so cool. Thank you, Two-chan. Thank you? Thank you? Thank you? Naruto laughed and watched Sasuke as he took the wooden castle to his bedroom filled with childlike joy. The boy sat down and immediately began to assemble the castle and place the toy ninjas. Naruto sat in front of the boy and helped him in the building, watching his smiling face. July 23rd, 9 years earlier. Naruto was leaning against the metal bars of the bridge, with his arms folded behind his head and bearing an expression of boredom on his face. Kakashi-sensei was late, again. Beside him, Sasuke was not in better mood. The Uchiha genius crossed his arms over his chest and closed his eyes, probably irritated by the loss of precious hours of training. Hello? Naruto stepped back from the bridge and stared at Sakura with a smirk. Hi! Sakura-chan, good morning! Naruto greeted her. Good morning, the kunoichi replied, turning immediately to Sasuke with a radiant smile. Good morning, Sasuke-kun. Happy birthday! Sasuke opened his eyes and his lips became a thin line. Naruto stared at Sakura with a confused and surprised expression. Why do you say that, Sakura-chan? Sakura turned to Naruto, keeping her smile, but with an angry stare. Because today is Sasuke-kun's birthday, Sakura said. Honestly, Naruto. How don't you know? Naruto looked at Sasuke, uninterested. Why would I remember something like that? Whether it's his birthday or not. I don't give a damn! Naruto exclaimed, pleased with the Raven's angry expression. Anyway. Happy birthday, Sasuke-kun! Sakura continued. If you want, we can go party later after training. I made a cake for you and I loved. I don't like sweets, Sasuke interrupted, uncaring. I don't want you to bother me with stupid things like parties. Sakura's smile vanished in a second, while Naruto glared at Sasuke. Hey! Team! Watch your language! Sakura-chan was just being nice to you. What's your problem? Naruto muttered and raged. Sasuke stared at his two teammates with indifference. My birthday is none of your concern, the Uchiha replied. Parties and birthday cakes are things that don't mean a thing to me. What is the importance of a birthday, anyway? It only means that I'm a year older, nothing else. So stop annoying me. Sasuke-kun. You cocky bastard. You should get a kick in the ass just for saying that. Naruto growled. HMPF, Sasuke snorted, not bothering to stare at Naruto. You can't even hit me. So stop acting all high and mighty, you hopeless loser. Kono Yaro. What did you say? Hard on hearing? Good morning. A voice greeted from above. The three genin looked at a tree, where their sensei Hatake Kakashi smiled at them, undisturbed. Sensei, you're late! Naruto and Sakura shouted at the same time, while Kakashi jumped off the branch. Sorry. I thought someone was following me, so I took a shortcut to throw him off and I got lost. Sensei, this is the worst excuse that I have ever heard. Naruto and Sakura shouted. Oh. Well. Let's go training. Before leaving, Naruto glared at Sasuke once more. We're not over, team. You'll apologize to Sakura-chan. Sasuke stared at him as well. I told you to mind your business and leave me alone, Sasuke said. My birthday doesn't concern you. I hate nosy people like you, and walked away with an irritated expression. At present, Sasuke had just built a castle tower and grabbed two dolls and pretended that they were enemy ninjas. Sasuke? The boy looked up from his castle. Yes? Tell me, are you happy? Happy? I mean, do you think your life is happy? You're happy? The child was a little confused, but tried to answer. I think so. Sometimes I get a little sad or angry, or afraid, but it turns out okay. So, yeah. I'm happy. Naruto smiled. I see. I'm glad. And you too, Chan? Me? Are you happy? Naruto laughed and ruffled his son's hair. Very happy. At that moment, he heard the sound of an explosion coming from the living room, followed by the sound of voices. Cough. Cough. But where did we land at, Ka-chan? I don't know. I think I stepped on an egg. That's my eye. Naruto ran to the living room and faced Fukasaku, Shima, and Gamakichi top of each other in a tangle of legs and arms. Gamakichi! Ji-chan and Ba-chan Sanin! The blonde ninja exclaimed. The toads turned to him and quickly composed themselves, trying to regain some dignity. It's been a while, Naruto-chan? Fukasaku greeted. You look good. Yo! Gamakichi waved. Hello? What a surprise! Why didn't warn me you were coming? Naruto asked. We wanted to make you a surprise, Shima said. Where's the birthday boy? In his room, Naruto said. Sasuke! Come here! You have visitors! Sasuke dropped the new toys and ran to the living room. Ji-chan! Ba-chan! And Gamakichi too! The child cried. Shima could not contain herself and jumped into Sasuke's arms. How's my little boy? Shima said, staring at Sasuke's face. You're more and more handsome each day. Happy birthday! Thank you, Ba-chan, Sasuke thanked. How old are you, Sasuke? Gamakichi asked. Sasuke raised a hand. 5. The boy exclaimed. These many! Wow! Fukasaku said. You've grown a lot. Yeah, the child said. One day, when I'm an adult, I'll be a ninja. A ninja, eh? Fukasaku said. And why do you want to be a ninja, Sasuke-chan? Because ninjas are strong and fast. I want to be as cool as them. Acquiescing, Fukasaku pulled a small package from his traveling cloak. Well, this is for you, Sasuke-chan, the old toad said, extending the wrapping cloth to the boy. Curious, Sasuke came and unwrapped the package, revealing a wooden sword. A sword! It's a sword! The child exclaimed, very excited. More precisely, it is a wooden katana, Fukasaku said. I made it myself. It will help you train until you get a real one. Sasuke grabbed the wooden katana with his tiny hands, trying to get used to its weight. Naruto came over and helped Sasuke to take hold of the sword. It's heavy, the boy said. I know, replied Naruto. But one day, your hands will be large and strong enough to grip that sword. I'll practice a lot. I'll be very strong. I'm sure you will, the blonde replied, watching the boy moving the sword with clumsy and imprecise movements. Sasuke tried to raise his sword over his head, but it slipped from his hands and flew into Gamakichi's face. Ow! My nose! Sasuke blushed like a tomato. Sorry, Gamakichi. Naruto burst out laughing. You still have a lot to practice, Naruto said. Until then, there's no real sword for you. After saying goodbye to the frogs, who returned to Mount Mayaboku, Naruto ordered Sasuke to get dressed. Oh, do I have to go to the kindergarten today? The boy sighed. Not today, Naruto said, surprising the child. Today is a special day, that's why you're coming with me. I have a surprise for you. Sasuke's dark eyes beamed with joy. A surprise? What is it, Chu-chan? Tell me. Get dressed and you'll see, replied Naruto. Oh. And bring your new katana. I think you may need it. Excited, Sasuke ran to his room and got dressed as quickly as possible. Grabbing the katana, the boy ran into the hall where Naruto helped him put on his sandals. Shall we? Naruto asked. Sasuke nodded and they left home. Sasuke could barely hide his excitement. This was the best birthday ever, and the fact he could spend all day with his daddy and not have to go to kindergarten just made everything better. Hand in hand, father and son moved through the streets of the village until Naruto decided to pick a path that led to the center of the forest surrounding the village. Sasuke was a little confused. His father had always said he couldn't go there because the woods might be dangerous. Actually, Sasuke didn't like dark forests. He was afraid that something might emerge from the darkness and attack him. He also hated snakes. He couldn't see one without being terrified. As they moved through the forest, Sasuke grabbed Naruto's hand harder instinctively. When a crow took flight with a call, the raven-haired boy clung to his father's pants with fear. "Easy, Sasuke," Naruto said with a reassuring smile. "It's okay. You trust me?" The boy looked up, staring at Naruto's blue eyes. "Why, yes. Don't be afraid. I'll keep you safe." A little more relieved, Sasuke nodded. Finally, Naruto stopped. "Here," the blond man said. Sasuke looked from side to side, but could not see anything special, just some trees and rocks. "Tuchan?" Sasuke asked. "There's nothing here." The sound of footsteps came just ahead of them, causing Sasuke to cringe against Naruto's legs. A figure emerged from the darkness, becoming clearer as he went towards them. When the sunlight lit up his face, Sasuke finally relaxed. "Gaara-san!" Sasuke exclaimed. "Hey, Gaara!" Naruto greeted. Iruka sat on a bench near Konoha's gate, with both hands pressing his temples. He didn't sleep all night, and had no hunger or desire to work. All he wanted was to go to Naruto. Naruto, that mischievous boy, that kid who was always smiling, was a father. "Oh my God!" Iruka muttered in exasperation. "What did you do, Naruto?" "Iruka?" The academy professor looked up and his eyes crossed with Shizen's. "Shizen-san." Shizen also seemed nervous. "You okay?" she asked. "I don't know what to do," Iruka said, looking at his hands on his lap. Shizen nodded and sat next to him. "This is all so unexpected." "It's my fault," Iruka said. "Huh. I should have guessed something like this would happen. I should have talked with Jiraiya-sama." "What does Jiraiya-sama has to do with this?" "He taught Naruto all sorts of perverted stuff," Iruka exploded. "But I bet he never spoke to his pupil on the unwanted results." Shizen blushed. "I should have been more watchful. It's all my fault," Iruka lamented, burying his face in his hands. "Come on, Iruka. Don't be so hard on yourself," Shizen said. "Naruto-kun, he would someday, well, have sex with someone." Iruka stared at Shizen with wide eyes. "Never use the word sex and Naruto in the same sentence," Iruka shouted, causing Shizen to jump from the bench. "Oh, okay. What's up with Naruto?" Iruka and Shizen shouted when they realized that Kakashi was right behind them. "Kakashi!" Shizen said. "Sorry, but I couldn't help listening," Kakashi said. "Something happened to Naruto?" Iruka noticed the Ika book that Kakashi was carrying and glared at him. "You!" Iruka thought angrily. "You and your perverted books! This is also your fault." Kakashi blinked, surprised with Iruka's furious gaze. Is there a problem?" the copy ninja asked, with a drop of sweat trickling down his cheeks. "Kakashi-san," Iruka whispered, trying to remain calm. Yes? Did you ever talk to Naruto about safe sex?" "Huh!" Kakashi yelled, blushing up to his hair. "Iruka!" Shizen shrieked. "So? Did you talk with him about it?" Kakashi began to retreat, very red and sweating. I don't usually speak about that with my students," Kakashi defended himself. "Also, I thought you had that covered." "I didn't get to talk to him about it," Iruka replied. "He stopped being my student since he was 12. It was your responsibility. I was his Jonin guide. I was responsible to teach him ninjutsu, not talk about sexual intercourse." "That's not an excuse. He was your responsibility." "Well, maybe Jiraiya-sama talked about sex with him. After all, he was an expert. Naruto will be fine." You really think he would go around having sex with a bunch of girls? Kakashi said, amused. That is exactly what I think he's doing. Iruka exploded. Naruto is wandering around, alone and unsupervised, getting girls pregnant. Shizen covered Iruka's mouth with both hands, before Kakashi's shocked expression. Iruka is only speaking hypothetically, Shizen said. He's worried because Naruto-kun is already a grown man. Oh. You worry too much, Iruka, Kakashi said with a smile. You should trust Naruto more. I am sure he won't do anything reckless. Iruka continued glaring. See you around, Kakashi said, disappearing. Shizen uncovered Iruka's mouth. Shizen-san, why did you stop me? Because Tsunade-sama and Naruto-kun should have good reasons to keep it a secret, said Shizen. We have no right to reveal it. Iruka opened his mouth but closed it again. You're right, sorry. It's just so frustrating. Want to know what happened with Naruto. I want to make sure he's okay, and shout at him. How could he be so irresponsible and get a girl pregnant? Doesn't he have a clue about the consequences of his actions? This can't ruin his life. He's not ready to have a baby. Shizen stared at Iruka with a gentle look. Don't be so hard on Naruto-kun. He must have felt so heartbroken over Sasuke-kun's death. I know. Naruto-kun should have wanted to voice all his frustration and sadness. Maybe he met someone, a girl to talk to, Shizen continued. It is possible. The girl tried to comfort him. They began to spend time together, then, one thing led to another, and they ended up sleeping together. Iruka looked up with alarm. Naruto-kun was about 17 when he left. He had reached sexual maturity. His hormones and sorrow must have been in charge of the rest. And when it was over, the girl realized that she was pregnant and... Iruka could not stand it anymore and stood up, moving down the street with long strides. Iruka! Where are you going? Shizen yelled, following him. Iruka jumped to the roof of a house and went to the Hokage mansion. On reaching the gates, he walked through the guards without even looking at them, moving to the Hokage's office, and, only with a lot of self-control, he hit the door gently. Come in, Tsunade said. Iruka entered the office, followed close by Shizen. The confusion of the previous day had been cleaned, and it was back to its rightful place. Iruka? You need something? Tsunade asked. How can she be so calm? Iruka thought. How could she stay here quietly while knowing about Naruto? Iruka! Don't do anything stupid! Shizen begged, putting herself between the teacher and the Hokage. But what the hell is going on here, Shizen? Tsunade asked. Why didn't you tell me? Iruka asked. Huh? Tell you what? Hokage-sama, why didn't you tell me that Naruto has a child? Tsunade's brown eyes widened. What? Please don't deny it, Iruka continued very quickly. I saw the paternity test. I know that the test is positive. Shizen turned to the Hokage. Tsunade-sama, please forgive me. Yesterday when we were tidying up the office, we saw the envelope with the test. Tsunade sighed and fell into the chair. I see, what an idiot I was. I should have hidden it in a better place. Upon hearing this, Iruka became even angrier. Then you never intended to tell us anything. Iruka! Shizen exclaimed, surprised by the sensei's fury. Why didn't you tell us? Iruka continued. Naruto must be so lost. He is too young to take care of a family. I don't care that he is the hero of Konoha. He is a still kid. The Hokage didn't respond. I don't care. I'm going to look for him, Iruka stated, causing both women stare at him. Naruto needs help. Did the girl who he got pregnant not let him return? Is she forcing him to stay with her? Iruka, Tsunade said. I'll find Naruto. I will try to convince him to return to Konoha. If necessary, I'll help take care of the child. I'll help with whatever they need. Silence! The Hokage yelled, silencing the sensei. Tsunade stood up and peeked into the hall, seeing that it was empty, closed the door. After checking that they were not being spied through the windows, Tsunade also closed the blinds. Damn! The Hokage growled. This is what happens when I get drunk and careless. I think I have no choice. I'll have to tell you the truth. Iruka and the Shizen stared at the Hokage, in anticipation. Tsunade-sama. Is it true? Naruto-kun had a baby? Shizen asked. Yes. I think we can say that. How long do you know? Iruka asked. Since a few years ago. Years? And you didn't say anything to anyone? Asked Iruka, feeling the anger and concern accumulating. It's true. Apart from me, the only ones who know it are Gaara and the frogs on Mount Mayaboku, Tsunade explained, noticing Iruka's surprised expression. You really think Naruto would not tell anyone about this? He told Gaara long before he told me. Gaara knew? Iruka asked. Yes. But why? Why all this secrecy? Why is Naruto hiding from everyone? Naruto isn't hiding, Tsunade said. There's nothing wrong with him. He does not return to Konoha because of the child. The child? What's wrong with the child? The child is special. Special? What does that mean? Was the baby born with a health problem? No, he is completely healthy. Iruka looked up. It's a boy, Tsunade revealed with a smile. Iruka, you should have more confidence in Naruto. I have visited him several times over the years and I can tell you that he is doing a great job. You visited him? Asked Shizen. How? Gaara and I traveled through the frogs to where Naruto is living. It was I who took blood tests for the kid and I am constantly checking his health. The boy is fine. Naruto did everything parents do. He changed diapers, bathed the baby, put him to sleep, fed him, taught him to speak and walk. Well, he raised the boy alone and quite well. Iruka blinked, confused. Alone? What about the baby's mother? There is no mother. What? Tsunade stood up and grabbed a small paper bag while Taunton jumped from under the desk to Shizen's arms. Follow me, the Hokage ordered, leaving the office. Do not say a word. Iruka and Shizen exchanged glances, but complied. Tsunade jumped to the roofs and walked to the forest that surrounded Konoha. When they were near the river, the Hokage finally gave them permission to speak. Tsunade-sama, why don't you want anyone to know that Naruto has a son? Iruka asked. Why are you being so secretive? It wasn't my decision, the Hokage said, continuing to walk. It was Naruto who asked me not to tell anybody. What? I told Naruto to come back to Konoha, but he refused. He said it was too dangerous. Dangerous? Dangerous for whom? For the boy, said Tsunade. Naruto's son? Why would he be in danger? What's so special about this child? When they arrived, Iruka noticed a huge frog along the riverbank. The frog turned to them with a bored expression. Hokage-sama, said the frog. I was waiting for you. Sorry, I'm late, said Tsunade. There was an unexpected delay. The frog looked at Iruka and Shizen. They should not be here, the frog said. I know. I'll explain everything to him. Take us 3, Tsunade ordered. Whatever. Wait a second, Tsunade-sama, Shizen interrupted. What's happening? Where are we going? Tsunade turned to them and smiled. We're going to see Naruto. Sand moved against Sasuke and pushed him against the ground. The wooden katana fell not far from him. Gaara watched the child getting up with his usual deadpan look. Naruto was leaning against a tree. Want to stop? The Kazekage asked. Sasuke stood up and grabbed the katana. No! I'll do it! The little boy cried with an unwavering gaze. Gaara nodded and made the sand surround the child. Sasuke attacked the sand with his katana, in order to go through it and reach Gaara. Naruto smiled at the boy's persistence. It wasn't exactly ninja training, but was enough to excite Sasuke and help him handle the katana. Naruto had to admit that the kid had a knack for sword fighting. Sasuke attacked several times against the sand, but it always moved to stop him from moving. The boy glanced at Naruto. He had to do it. His daddy was watching him, he could not mess this up. His father said he believed that Sasuke would be a great ninja. He had to prove him right. I won't give up, Sasuke thought, grabbing the sword harder. I'll make Tuchan proud of me. Sasuke started hitting the sand, but with less force more quickly, realizing that it was difficult for the sand to block him that quick. Seeing an opening, Sasuke escaped from the swirl of sand, running up to Gaara. I did it, the child said in disbelief. I did it. Gaara made all the sand return back into his gourd. Naruto stood up and approached his son. Seeing Naruto, Sasuke turned full of hope. Tuchan, did you see? Naruto knelt down and stared at Sasuke. The boy was filled with dirt and had some scratches, which only symbolized his determination to not give up. What do you think, Gaara? Naruto asked. He has talent, the Kazekage said. He still has much to learn, but I think he has a lot of potential. I knew it. I was sure you could do it, Sasuke, Naruto said with a big grin and placing a hand on Sasuke's head. As expected of my child. Something resonated in Sasuke's mind. Something deep inside him reacted to those words and Sasuke felt a weight, which he did not even know existed, let go of his heart. Naruto's smile faded when he noticed the tears that ran down Sasuke's face. Sasuke? Naruto asked, removing his hand from the boy's head and grabbing him by the shoulders. What happened? Sasuke tried to reply, but the words were swallowed by his sobs. Even Gaara looked worried. As expected of my child. Those words echoed repeatedly in Sasuke's head. It was as if he had waited a lifetime to hear those words, much longer than his young age of 5. He felt he had achieved a long-forgotten dream. My father recognized my abilities. He respects me, he is proud of me. Naruto continued to stare at Sasuke with a worried expression, as the boy muffled his sobs. Son? Sasuke stared at Naruto in the eyes and clung to his shirt. Not knowing what else he could do, Naruto wrapped his arms around Sasuke. Sasuke? Did I say something wrong? Sasuke shook his head, his face still buried in Naruto's shirt. Thank you, Sasuke muttered. Naruto looked at him, confused. Thank you for saying that. I was waiting for so long, that's what I always wanted to. Naruto realized he was dealing with a very old emotion, hidden deeply in Sasuke's heart. Our father was so obsessed with power that forced me to betray the village. While he ensured that I remained strong and faithful to the clan, Sasuke was ignored almost completely. It didn't matter that Sasuke was the best of his class at the academy, or if he needed a family member to accompany him, our father didn't see him. He was too obsessed with making the clan the new leaders of Konoha. Sasuke had carried this pain all his life. He had never been able to gain true acknowledgement or respect from his father, and lost him before he got the chance. He had felt he was always in second place in his father's heart, that Itachi was all that mattered. Those feelings of sorrow, dismissal, and failure had been so strong that they had remained in his heart, even after losing his memories. Tuchan will be so proud of me, Sasuke had screamed 5 years ago, on that fateful night. He will finally look at me. Those simple words from a father filled with pride, Naruto thought as Sasuke sobbed in his arms. That's all you wanted. A father who looked at you and had pride in what he saw. Naruto leaned his head against Sasuke's face and waited until the child stopped crying. He was glad he had been able to ease some of Sasuke's inner pain. A few minutes later, Naruto and Sasuke said goodbye to Gaara, who needed to return to Sunagakure. Sasuke, a little embarrassed to have cried like a baby in front of his father and Gaara-san, had slightly rosy cheeks and hoped he could train with his katana again. Next time, he would not cry. He just couldn't understand why he felt so relieved all of a sudden, so loved. Where are we going now, Tuchan? Sasuke asked, as they walked to the village. First we go home, Naruto said. You have to bathe. You're all dirty. Sasuke looked at his clothes full of dirt. And after the bath? Naruto smiled. We'll see. That's it for part 9. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.